diamonds up on your body. Dropping the hit, got me Shararti. Coming to see like a tsunami.
Welcome back, everybody. It's another episode of Haraami United, and guess what, boys? We found him. Banksy went missing. We got him back. Apparently, he was playing a game of hide and seek with Riz. I think Banksy won because Riz came back last week. But yeah, like I said, Banksy's back. How you doing, bro?
I'm good, man. I'm just been really busy, as you both know. You know what I mean? As you boys know, just been a mad month or so, man. Like and to be honest with you, again, wrong timing and stuff, but it is what it is.
It is what it is, man. We keep it moving.
Yeah.
You know how we do.
So
just to let everyone know, this is a bit of an emergency podcast.
And I think I called it.
We were on a break. Obviously, Banksy was dealing with a couple of things. I've been away for a few days. Harps is in Mexico on some cartel shit. And he's gonna kill me when he hears this.
Smoking cigars and that, innit?
Yeah, it is little flower shirts. But no, like I said, we were gonna have a little bit of a break for a week or so, or whatever. And then Joe Ravage did an interview. And we kind of decided as a group, as the Brown Munde, look, yes, we wanted Sheikh Jassim. Yes, we wanted 100% full sale. Guess what? Jim's here. Jim found a way to outmaneuver the system. And Jim won, right? And we just thought, you know what? Accept it, move on, roll with the punches, keep going. You know, end of the day, we're Manchester United fans. We have a bigger goal in sight. You know, this was never about Qatar. This was about representation and speaking up for, you know, those in our community who don't have a voice within football, right? And it seems that every time we try and get away from takeover news, something else hits us, man. Like, what? Like, we can't move without being hit with takeover news.
Yeah, I think what it is, I'm the one who called this as well, even though this wasn't even going to happen. You know what I mean? Like, I've again been told to stay away from the spotlight for a couple of weeks and stuff, but I literally just messaged after, said, like, you know what, let's do a pod. He thought I was joking. I was joking, but you know what, to be honest with you, I think this article needs to be ripped wide open, because if you go back to the SEC filing and stuff, it's kind of a who's right, what's wrong, do you know what I mean, kind of thing.
Well, this is the same SEC filing that the Qataris basically claimed foul play on, right? They said the was incorrect, or, you know, whatever they said. So, I mean, you spotted the article, or someone sent it to, I don't know how you got it, to be honest. I just saw it on your Twitter page and I was like, yo, what's going on here?
I think
I
think someone dropped it in the Discord that we've got as Brown's, and he just wanted, because obviously I think you got to pay for it to view it. I basically archived it, sent it over back, and I thought, you know what, hey, Joe Ravage, I'm gonna read it. Otherwise, I would have just gone with my day. Read it.
For those who don't know, Joe Ravage is he's the CEO of Raine, by the way, just to add that in
there. Founder and partner at the Raine Group as well. But so what I did was I read it. I found it a bit weird, so I sent it across to a few people to break it down, who's got more knowledge in these things, and they were just like, look, it's contradiction, it's lies, it's the question of who's lying, what's right and what's wrong, and like, you know what, let's be honest. The preference was Qatar, yes, only because it was 100% sale, not because it's the Middle Eastern, where Brown Mondays is basically South Asian, and
yeah, we wanted the Glazers out, which is
the whole point is the 100% sale. Now the Glazers the Ratcliffe getting in bed with the Glazers isn't obviously our fault. Yeah, sweet, move on. Now, do we back Ratcliffe? Now he's made the right noises, but it's talk as well. Do you know what I mean? I think a certain group have spoke to Ratcliffe and they've been told to stay quiet for the
Yeah,
next
I mean,
couple of
so
months,
far he's
whatever.
talking the talk. It's now we've got to see if he walks the walk, innit? It's
Yeah,
one of them
and that-
situations.
And that's what it is. And to be honest with you, if it was just not just him, Ratcliffe, who bought 100%, I'd back Ratcliffe.
Yeah.
If let's just put it this way, if Qatar only bought 25%, I'd be pissed at Qatar because they've gone in bed with the Glazers. That's the way it is. Thing is, people have actually put us in a position where they've missed a lot of things and they've missed a lot of pointers, and they've just aligned us in a point of we are Qatari or whatever, but it's always been 100% still. But you know what? Let's actually get into this article because I think we're on a time shortage as well, time limit. So, have you got the article with you, Afsala, or not?
I have, but if you just want to start running through it, because I've just got someone at the door. Give me 2 seconds.
Yeah.
You keep going.
So basically, he talks about obviously Sheikh Jassim brokering 2 sales of Chelsea, which was sold for about 4.7 billion, and then Manchester United, which is a minority investor of Sheikh Sir Jim Ratcliffe. So let's scroll down. Let's go all the way down. You probably have missed it. I think I've tweeted out a section of this as well, but then someone put another part in there as well, as in Ratcliffe's bid is more.
Yo, sorry, I'm back. But I heard everything you said, so carry on.
Yeah, it's fine. Because I think I dropped out the 5.75 billion dollars, which was Met. He said so. Rabbit said he think it was Met. SEC filing that came out, which was contested by Sheikh Jassim. That said $35 as the advisory bid, which from this article seems like it was Met. Now, is Joe lying on the Times, or is the SEC filing which Joe Glazer signed off? Is that a lie? But then he also questioned the whole Jassim, actually saying it's incorrective. Do you know what I mean?
You know what it is? It's a weird article, just from what you said and from what I've read. It seems like, I don't know. There is bits of it where I think, yeah, either Ravitch is lying or Joel and, United are essentially the Glazers are lying in terms of the bid, because you've got $33 for Jim Ratcliffe. You've got the SEC document advising a bid of $35.25. And then you've got Joel Ravitch claiming there was a bid of $35. So it's kind of, in that sense, the better bid was Sheikh Jassim. So what happened? What went wrong?
But you know what? On the article itself, also it says that untimely, we think they would have been good owners, but we think the Glazers made the right decision not to take the lesser value and go with Ratcliffe instead. Now that, if you break it down, if you actually break it down, the paragraph before that is the $5.75 billion. Now, which if you put it in dollar per share, is around about 35, which was advised by the Raine Group. Now, for me, also the paragraph before that, it mentions the Washington Commanders, which got sold as well. Now it got sold,
$6.05 billion, I think,
and it says it quoted by obviously Joe Rabbit. Therefore, if someone is willing to pay $6 billion for the Commanders, someone should be willing to pay more for United. So the way I see it, and the way I see it is that paragraph where it says Glazers made the right decision not to take the lesser value, is they value the club at $6 billion after the Commanders sold, but also their bid for 5.75 was less from what the valuation is. It's not basically to do with Ratcliffe itself. This is just the Qatari bid that was there, not Ratcliffe. Does that make sense? So you're not comparing both bids, but just a Qatari bid.
Yeah, and it's a bit strange. It's almost like, Because I mean, there isn't defined dates on this article or like any sort of timeline. But when you think about the bid for the Commanders, and then you like, it's almost like the Commanders bid happened, it got approved, it got completed. Now, obviously, Joel and Avram also own Tampa Bay Buccaneers, right? They've definitely got contacts in the NFL that could ring them up and say, "Yeah, we just sold for X. We just,
Yeah.
we just sold so many
Yeah.
shares." Like there's so many. The NFL owners club it's a very exclusive elite bunch of individuals, right? So they'll all have access to each other. They're probably all in the same circles. So they've definitely had the inside track on that one. You would think. I'm not going to accuse anyone of anything here because, don't need any lawsuits. And it just seems like that bid went in and Glazers thought, nah, you know what? We're Manchester United. We can get more.
Greed. That's what it is. Greed.
Yeah, greed.
Greed.
110%. Now, the funny thing for me is with this is the gym bid, I think, worked out to. So if it was obviously what he paid for,
See, this is what I was going to ask you.
25%.
So this is what I was going to ask you. I've just spotted it now. So the valuation for Ratcliffe when he bought the shares, what is it?
Well, he
For the
paid
club?
1.05 or something. I don't know what he paid.
Yeah, round about that. Yeah.
But then he's also investing a further 200 million into shares and things like that. To me, the figures I found it before somewhere. Or I think someone might have mentioned it in the Discord. The Ratcliffe bid, if it was a total 100%, would have been valued at around 5.4 billion, as opposed to Jassim at 5.75.
So when it comes to the 25%, are we saying around about 4 billion or somewhere?
No. So if the 25% was
100,
so if Jim bought 100%,
yeah,
his bid would have been worth 5.4 billion. Yeah. So his bid was in theoretically his bid was 350 million pound less than Jassim's.
Yeah, because on here it says we thought the value would be around $6.5 billion, which is around $5 billion, not £5 billion, sorry. And we were kind of spot on regards with where Ratcliffe ended up. So 5 billion Ratcliffe, whatever, but at the same time, scroll down to where it says I think the Qataris got to about 5.75 billion dollars, which is close to 6.5 billion. Do you know what I mean? So for me, it doesn't make sense. This article is more of a contradiction as well because for the SEC filing again. But another thing that points to me in this article is the part where it says the Glazers, my clients, the Glazers, are also smart guys. For me, this article is praising the Glazers.
It is, but it's also, I think, from Joe Ravage's point of view, it's a bit of PR. It's essentially, right, we've done you this deal in 18 months' time or 24 months' time, or, whenever you want to flip the club again, come back to us and we get you another deal.
Yeah.
Because the next deal is what? It's got to be more than $33 because Jim won't want to lose out. So you'd expect the next deal to be what? $40 plus per share?
But you know what it is as well? You know what it says? I don't know why Qataris didn't appreciate the value of the club, but we were not their advisor. But on the filing, they advised the $35 per share. Do you know what I mean?
This is what's weird to me, and I think this needs to be unpicked by more qualified people than me and you, to be honest.
Yeah, and it says we tried as the seller to explain the value to them, and they put what they thought was a series of very serious bids on the table. Now, I think we go back a couple of months where they said there was no proof of funds. Again, the question begs, why submit serious bids on the table, which is quoted by here.
Why
by
go
Ravage.
through 5 different bids
Yeah,
if
when
there's
there's
no
no
proof of funds?
And
And
why
each bid was
advise
supposedly higher than the last.
the $35 per share, and then he mentions here, I think the Qataris got to about $5.75 billion, which is around about $35 per share. So
Can I just touch on something though?
Mm-hmm.
We were told from pretty much almost the outset of this takeover that Sheikh Jassim isn't real, he isn't a real person, no one's ever seen him, there's no videos of him, he's an AI, right? And the British media did a lot of that peddling. A lot of people on Twitter did a lot of that peddling. And, they forced that narrative throughout. But Joe Ravitch has said something very interesting. We met Jassim.
He was in New York. He's a lovely guy, a very smart guy. The
But
Qataris were
we
very
met
real.
Jassim.
You know what? They've also
That's,
meant
do you know what I mean?
the one thing for me is, you know, he says the Qataris were very real. They are very smart guys, very thoughtful. So for me to actually praise the Qataris in some words, that's also praising them as well. You know what I mean, Ratcliffe even joked about. He goes, "I've
Yeah,
never met
maybe he was
Justin."
like, "Oh,
Do you know what I mean?
we've never met them or
Yeah,
something," or the Glazers have never met them. Yeah, I
yeah.
remember I went through Harps with that. Me and
So
Harps went through that interview.
that again, the thing is, I 100% know all the parties that were involved. They've met each other once or twice or whatever.
Of course they
But
will have. Do you know what I mean? They're billionaires. Flipping.
yeah, and they know each
Answer me
other
this question:
somehow.
how do Ineos get a Ineos Grenadier showroom in Doha without sign off from the Al Thani family?
From the top, exactly.
The Al Thani family
Yeah.
who controls 92 Foundation. The
Yeah.
head of the 92 Foundation is Sheikh Jassim.
Mm.
So clearly there must have been some communication, if not Jassim directly, but at least with HBJ.
Mm.
Well, it is what it is, man. Look, like I said, this needs to be picked apart by more qualified people than me and you. I don't know, maybe some lawyers, Any
Can I
lawyers want
touch
to look
on?
into it?
Can I just touch on the Chelsea part as well? Because I think that's quite interesting as well, where he mentions he's got no idea why the 2.5 billion was due to go to the victims of the war remains frozen in UK bank account.
So that's true.
It says it there in the article.
Oh, no, I
He said
thought that was a rumor. I didn't know that's true.
No. He said it continues and says it's frustrating for everyone. He says, but I wasn't involved in setting up the foundation other than proper assurances were made through the lawyers and accepted by the UK government, but it was independent.
I mean, we do have a Tory government.
Yeah.
So that's probably why the funds are locked up.
Yeah.
But
then,
yeah, look, it's unfortunate.
yeah.
There's victims of the war out there on both sides.
And to be honest with you,
this funding.
He actually goes back to saying that he's a successful LA Lakers owner and he'll help restore greatness to Chelsea again. To be honest with you, I actually want Chelsea back up there because I think they are a serious club. Do you know what I mean? But
the best time for me was as a football fan growing up.
Mourinho,
it's old school Barclays Premier League.
Mm-hmm.
It was when nowadays Super Sundays every Sunday, right? Back in the days, there used to be like 4 Super Sundays a year. And it was a specific Sunday, and it used to be United versus Liverpool, Chelsea versus Arsenal, or some variant of them 4 fixtures, right? And it always used to be on a Sunday, and that was the original Super Sunday. Do you remember? And you'd get Fergie, Wenger, Mourinho, Benitez, Fernando Torres, Didier Drogba, Wayne Rooney, all these amazing players. And at that time, Chelsea were at the top of the tree. Chelsea were, Roman Abramovich was doing his thing. You had Mourinho in charge. Mourinho had, 15 goals conceded in a title-winning season?
Yeah, I think it was.
Or something like that. Like, that's ridiculous, man.
Yeah. Then them days were best. Them days were mad.
That was proper football back then. This stuff now is like, I don't even know.
You know what's annoying as well is the VAR. Now,
I hate it.
I think Sonny might even have something to question that on as well. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, just on that note, shout out Sonny Gill, first South Asian to referee a Premier League game. And you know what? What a milestone for the guy, man. Obviously, his dad was a referee. It was his dad that used to wear a bug, wasn't it?
Yeah. Have I told you I spoke to him yesterday briefly for like 2 minutes?
No.
So I spoke to Sonny, obviously just gave him some best wishes and stuff, support, keep the flag flying for all South Asians, for his background and everything. Just literally for like 5-10 minutes. I spoke to him. But yeah, to be honest with you, like, this is what we want to do. We want to be in that position to represent a lot of these South Asians that are out there and that are basically making everyone proud. That's just the thing. You know what I mean? It's the stories that we want to hear, because there's a lot of stories that are unheard of, that are not being told.
That's it. Like, can you imagine that story? Like, for me, for example, let's use Sonny and his father and his brother as an example. When I was younger, I wasn't told, put the referee ban. I was told, university ja, medicine card, dentistry card, accounting card, lawyer banja, doctor banja, all these kind of things. Bro, if I said to my mum I wanted to be a football referee, she would have whooped my ass.
Exactly. And
about 7 different ways as well.
To even have them, to even let it happen, the hard work behind it, do you know what I mean? The support as well.
It's amazing.
It's like even with the, what's it called? The Singh family we had on. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
well, I tweeted it out from the Brown Munde account on, I think, Saturday. Yeah. And it was, I'll be honest, it was, you know what? I'm not going to hide from it. It was a bit of an emotional weekend. Obviously, we had Sonny representing in the Premier League game as an official. We had the Man United Supporters Club of Pakistan being invited to Old Trafford. And I just tweeted out, representation took centre stage, mentioned both of them. And I was like, look, just to highlight the fact that it's not just now, it's been there for a long time. I was, and I linked the podcast we had with Setta when he discussed, obviously, how he came to meet the Singh brothers or Singh family, because obviously, as he said, they're not all related, because he's the only one not from Manchester.
Yeah.
So, look, Manchester United is the biggest football club in the world. We have a global fan base. Football is a global sport. It's loved by everybody, no matter who you are, where you're from, what your background is, what colour you are. It doesn't matter. Football brings people together. Manchester United brings people together. And that's the end of it as far as as far as I'm concerned. Anything else you want to add, bro?
No, I just want to just wish all the Muslims around the world that are listening in a Ramadan Kareem from us lot. Make sure you pray, and just try to gain a lot of rewards from this month. You know what I mean? Just keep us in your du'as as well, and may Allah bless you all.
Yeah, may Allah accept it all, and just remember the people of Palestine, man. Just remember the people of Palestine in your prayers.
Yeah.
That's all I ask. But yeah, other than that, 100%. Emergency podcast is over. Thanks for listening in.
The guy that turns up on your party.